Hello guys, so in this video I will be talking about how the appraisal system really happens in any software industry. At least I will try to give a complete details how in any organization appraisal system will work for a software tester. So every tester or any person working in a testing field, whether he could be an automation tester or it could be mobile tester or it could be manual tester or any kind of tester in that perspective. So any tester in that matter, so they will be evaluated a testing resources in five important aspects. So I will be discussing which are those five factors people will really consider when you are doing an appraisal. So what are the things they will really they consider five things when they're doing a detailed appraisal for you on year basis. The first thing is being a tester or being a test lead. So we will be writing a test plan. If the person is a test lead, definitely you will work with a test plan, test strategy, and being a senior test engineer or a test engineer, definitely you will work upon test scenarios and test cases. These are very basic things, and if you are not well versed in these aspects, definitely you may not get a good appraisal or you may not get a good IQ as well. This is a very core work which you are supposed to do in any organization if you are going to work as a software tester. So here, what are the factors they will consider here is being a tester, if you can see, right, being a tester. So whatever the test deliverable could be, the test deliverable can be your test plan, test scenarios, test cases, various aspects which we are going to create a document, or it could be a knowledge document or whatever kind of documents which we are going to get delivered from the testing team. If a individual tester, if he is not able to write a good quality test deliverable, then definitely is not a good resource. So everybody they are going to evaluate, your test lead or your test manager is going to evaluate each tester on this aspect, whether so whatever the test cases, test scenarios will create effective test cases, very good test cases or not. Even so whatever the deliverables which we are going to make, either it could be test scenarios, test cases, whether those test cases or scenarios is really able to find more defects. So at the end of the day, the tester's job here is to find more defects. After writing the detailed test cases, test scenarios, and test plan, so whatever the deliverables we create, and when we are trying to execute using those deliverables, then you should be able to find more bugs and more defects. Then the third thing normally they will look on these deliverables is, so when we are creating a test plan or test scenarios or test cases, is the tester is really bringing any risk, is going to highlight any risk upfront to your test lead or a test manager. It is not just highlighting the risk, and also we should come up with a mitigations plan as well. Let's say, for example, we have a test case creation is there. When we do not have a proper requirement or when we do not have a right requirement in front of you, definitely you cannot come up with the right test scenarios or right test cases. That is the time, being a tester, you should be able to highlight this risk to your management on your day-to-day job. If you are not done this job, if you are not done this job, that means you have not done your job properly. At the end of the day, you should help your test lead, you should help your test manager to bring the best things out of you. So that is the thing normally for a tester or any other resources in the testing field, they expect the resources should be able to take risk, highlight the risk, and as well as mitigate the risk as part of the day-to-day job. Then they will also expect from you, being a tester, they will also expect from you, you should be very efficient on day-to-day basis. You should be very efficient. You should not be very lethargy, or you are not able to do any work on time, and you are not very productive. So all those things definitely people does not expect from you, because any company they expect the tester should do their job very seamlessly without having any challenges. So that is where people expect the resources, testing resource should be in a very efficiency, and the resources should be very productive. So for any test deliverables which you are going to deliver, or whatever the work we are going to deliver as part of test plan, test scenarios and test cases, so each thing will be rated in this way. If you can see, right, they will expect you will be rating from 1 to 5 for each activity which you have done here. So based on that, they will rate each aspects whether is at the top 5 or bottom 1. So that means every item, every aspects you will be rated with the 1 to 5 rating, and they will add up. At the end of the day, they will add up each and everything, and they will assess whether each tester is having a good score or not. So that is the overall aspects for test deliverables. The second factors they will consider during appraisal is test execution. So test execution, so after you create a test scenarios and test cases, so next thing is you should be able to execute those test cases in any environment. Whether he is able to prioritize and optimize the test executions within a given time. Because what happens with a given so many test cases, so many things we write every day, not every test cases we can execute. So we should be able to prioritize the test cases based on certain guidelines, and also you should be able to optimize the test case execution. Let's say we have an 100 test cases, and we have maybe 5 platforms, 5 mobile platforms, 5 web platforms, or a browser platforms. Now, let's say if you wanted to execute this 100 test cases in every platform, you can imagine if you make a multiplication of all these combinations, you end up, you will have to execute millions of test cases. So that is not possible with a given availability of the resources. Definitely that is not possible. That is where everybody expect a software tester should be able to prioritize the test cases and optimize the test cases for execution in any given time. That is the first thing they expect for a software tester or a automation tester should be able to perform. Then the next thing is the quality of execution. It is not that we prioritize the test cases and we are able to optimize the test cases. We should also the what is the quality of execution. Maybe I may execute hundreds of test cases in a day. That is not the guideline where people really like you. No, they don't like you, because let's say if you execute 100 test cases, during those execution, whatever you made those test cases passed or failed, in that maybe if people are able to find 20 issues, 30 issues in your executions itself, then that is not the good execution. So your test lead, your test manager also will look into this parameter, whether you are a good executor or a good tester, whether he is able to execute on regular basis without having any errors in it. And also once the executions are done, because executions are done based on your step to reproduce. Once the step to reproduce is done, then we should be able to assess whether it is an expected results versus actual results. Now we should be able to have a complete an idea whether the output has come, whether did we get really the expected results what we are looking in actual as well. That is also the tester should be able to identify, and he should be able to assess the outcome. Based on that, he should be able to mark those executions as a passed or failed. That is where during appraisal they will also look into how is he good in execution in terms of prioritizing, optimizing, execution wise, and outcome of the executions as well. Then the third factor which they consider appraisal is, this is the third factor they will consider, which is a defect or a bug reporting. This is very crucial for any tester, because he creates a test cases. After that, he will execute a test cases. After execution, if he finds any defects, then he has to log a defect in any test management tools. Now, how you are going to assess a person here, a tester, whether is a good tester in terms of a defect reporting or a bug reporting. So whatever the reports which we logged, whatever the incident reports or a bug report or a defect report, which is going to log into the defect tools, the report should be very easy to understand. It should have a proper detailed instructions. All the details you should give very simple and easy to understand for the development team. Should also be able to put a right severity, right priority of the defect, maybe environment details, test details, every details you should be able to give in a very crystal and clear. If somebody sees this defect report or a bug report, then they should not complain. They should not come back saying that I do not have this information, I do not have this information. They should not come back. So the fourth aspects also we will consider for every software tester, whether it brings the right knowledge in any functional area which is going to work. It should not just knowing about testing processes, testing methodologies. You should also have a good understanding on all the domain knowledge. That is also we're going to assess for every tester, because if you are good in domain knowledge only, then only you can log a good issues, you can understand the functionality, and you're able to talk to all the stakeholders with all the relevant information. If you do not have a right domain knowledge or right functional knowledge, then definitely you will be lacking in certain aspects. The tester will be lacking in certain aspects. Can also whether is an SME, is a subject matter expert, whether is able to coach others as well. But I should be able to help others to groom in that area. That skill also they will look into that. Then the third is, because I am a subject matter expert, that doesn't mean if I am not able to understand the complex things, the complex technical things, then definitely I cannot say I'm a good technical experts or a subject matter experts. That is the skill also they expect here. And here also they will evaluate all this technical knowledge, each and every factor which I talked about here is with a rate of scale from 1 to 5. The fifth factor normally everybody consider is the learning factor. So learning factor, which is very crucial in a software industry. So without you are not able to learn on regular basis, you are not fit for any software jobs. They expect software tester, automation tester, manual tester, or any kind of software person who is working in IT industry. They expect they should be able to learn on a regular basis and day-to-day basis, where they expect you should be able to cope up with learning new things, new technologies, new way of working, and also adopt the learnings he has made, either the learning about a new tools or learning about new technologies, whether he's really able to adapt in his day-to-day job. Also they will get evaluated. And also they will also look for whether this person is look for granular details or not, whether he is a more of a detail oriented person or not. That is also everybody looks. It is not that casually look something and they give a feedback. Normally people expect this person should be able to look for details, more in-depth understanding about any tools, technologies, testing methodologies, testing processes. Then only we can call that person as a good tester. And also his appraisals also will come very good if he's having everything at the top rating number 5. Till now, I discussed about the 5 important factors which they really consider in your appraisal system. When you are a software tester, senior software tester, test lead, or you could be any person who is working in a software industry, at least a person who is working in a software testing area, these are the different 5 factors they will consider for an appraisal system. So in case you are a test lead, you are a test manager, you wanted to adopt how you need to appraise the other testing resources, definitely you can follow these guidelines to assess any tester in your company or assess any automation tester, manual tester in your company. I hope you got a clear idea how the appraisal systems really works for a software tester, how really the appraisals really happens in every organization for a software tester. So if you really like this video, then please give a thumbs up to this video. If you guys have not subscribed to Testing Shala, then please click on subscribe and bell icon so that all our future videos will be in your inbox. Thanks for watching this video. Bye for now. Take care.